The Triumph TR7 remains one of the most controversial and recognizable British sports cars of the 1970s. Built by British Leyland, the TR7 was created during a difficult period for the British automotive industry when labor strikes, financial problems, and growing international competition threatened many famous car brands. Despite these challenges, the TR7 became an important chapter in the history of British sports cars. Production of the TR7 began in September 1974 at the Speak factory in Liverpool. The car officially entered the American market in January 1975, while British customers had to wait until May 1976. The United States was the company's main target because Triumph sports cars were especially popular there. Engineers believed future American safety regulations might ban convertibles, so the TR7 was introduced first as a fixed-roof coupe instead of a traditional open-top roadster. The design of the TR7 was radically different from earlier Triumph models. Styled by British designer Harris Mann, the car featured a sharp wedge-shaped body with straight lines and hidden headlamps. Triumph promoted it with the slogan, "The shape of things to come." At the time, the futuristic styling looked modern and aggressive compared to older British roadsters such as the TR6. Today, the shape remains one of the TR7's most recognizable features. Under the hood, the TR7 used a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine derived from the Triumph Dolomite Sprint. European models produced about 105 horsepower, while American versions delivered around 92 horsepower because of stricter emissions regulations. Power was sent to the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, later upgraded with an optional 5-speed transmission and an automatic gearbox. The suspension combined comfort with respectable handling, making the TR7 more refined than many earlier British sports cars. The TR7 also introduced several important revisions during production. Interior trim changed multiple times, including famous tartan plaid seats in red, green, blue, or tan colors. In 1979, Triumph finally released the convertible version, which many enthusiasts consider more attractive than the original coupe. The same year saw the arrival of the more powerful Triumph TR8, equipped with a 3.5-liter Rover V8 engine, producing approximately 133 horsepower. The TR8 delivered stronger performance, but remained relatively rare, especially outside North America. Production moved from Liverpool to Coventry in 1978 and later to Solihull in 1980. Constant factory strikes and quality control problems damaged the TR7's reputation during its early years. Poor reliability and inconsistent build quality became common criticisms. However, modern enthusiasts often note that well-maintained examples can be dependable and enjoyable classic cars. Production of the TR7 ended in October 1981. In total, Triumph produced more than 112,000 coupes and nearly 29,000 convertibles, while only about 2,800 TR8 models were built. The end of the TR7 also marked the decline of the Triumph sports car division itself. By 1984, the Triumph brand disappeared completely from car production. Today, the Triumph TR7 has gained growing respect among collectors. Its bold styling, unique history, comfortable driving experience, and connection to the troubled era of British Leyland make it an important automobile in British motoring history. While it was heavily criticized during its launch years, many enthusiasts now view the TR7 as a symbol of ambitious engineering during one of the most turbulent periods in the British car industry.